Welcome, Professor Mullinex and fellow students. My name is Jake Rice, and I'm a freshman majoring in agribusiness at Tennessee Tech. As students at TTU, most of us are aware that our university has a strong culture of altruism. Serving the disadvantaged and marginalized members of our community is a heritage we can take pride in. Today, we will take a look at another major contributor serving the needs of our community, the American Red Cross. The Heart of Tennessee chapter based in Murfreesboro serves the Upper Cumberland region and is one of 8 chapters across the state. During this presentation, I will focus on the American Red Cross's history and mission, as well as their funding and, most importantly, the services they offer. My co-presenter, Courtney Presnell, will highlight their current needs, impact in the community, and volunteerism efforts in the next presentation. At the end of our presentations, if you have any questions or would like more information about the Heart of Tennessee chapter of the American Red Cross, please refer to the link on this slide. This year, the American Red Cross is celebrating a century of service in the volunteer state. Joel Sullivan, Regional Executive of the Tennessee region of the American Red Cross, was quoted as saying, "Since we were chartered in 1917, we have helped millions of people affected by local disasters and helped make our community safer and more prepared for what may come in the next 100 years. Wow, 100 years impacting the lives of millions of people in this state alone. That is an impressive accomplishment for any nonprofit organization. Before we discuss the 5 key service areas of the American Red Cross, disaster relief, supporting military families, life-saving blood, health and safety services, and international services, let's spend some time learning about their history and mission. Clara Barton, one of the most notable figures in American history, founded the American Red Cross in 1881 after offering support, food, and supplies to soldiers fighting in the Civil War. She first heard of the Swiss-inspired Global Red Cross Network while visiting Europe. Returning home, she campaigned for an American Red Cross and for ratification of the Geneva Convention protecting the war-injured, which the United States ratified in 1882. Since that time, the organization has expanded to serve those in their greatest hour of need, not just in the face of emergencies and disasters, but in helping communities like ours every day. The depth and breadth of their services is unmatched by any organization, charity, or nonprofit in the world. Their network of donors, volunteers, and employees share a mission of preventing and relieving suffering in the U.S. and around the world. You may be asking yourself at this point, how does the American Red Cross possibly fund all these efforts? Because it is a nonprofit charitable organization, the Red Cross is tax exempt. They depend on contributions of time, blood, and money from the American public to support their life-saving services and programs. According to Charity Navigator, the American Red Cross reported total revenue in excess of $2.7 billion in 2015. $1.9 billion came from program service or cost recovery revenue, such as funds received from government contracts to carry out relief efforts. The remainder was a mixture of donations, campaigns, fundraising events, and government grants. An average of 91 cents of every dollar the American Red Cross spends is invested in humanitarian services and programs. Once again, here are the 5 key service areas of the American Red Cross, which gives us a window on how their funds are allocated. Number 1, disaster relief. The Red Cross responds to approximately 70,000 disasters in the United States every year, providing shelter, food, health, and mental health services to help families and entire communities get back on their feet. Number 2, supporting America's military families. The Red Cross helps an average of 150,000 military members, veterans, and their families prepare for, cope with, and respond to the challenges of military service, including emergency communications, training, and support to wounded warriors and veterans. Number 3, life-saving blood. Nearly 4 million people donate blood through the Red Cross each year, making it possible for them to provide more than 40% of America's blood supply. Number 4, health and safety, services, and training. The Red Cross is the nation's leading provider of health and safety courses such as CPR, first aid, and lifeguard training. More than 9 million Americans participate in their training programs each year. Number 5, international services. The American Red Cross is part of the world's largest humanitarian network with 13 million volunteers in 187 countries, reaching an average of 100 million people across the globe. Now that I've given you an overview of the American Red Cross's history, mission, and services, Courtney will highlight their current needs, their impact in our community, and the ways you can get involved as a volunteer. Thank you.